Hi and welcome back to the garage. On the bench behind me we've got my new airbrush compressor. It's the stunning Iwata PowerJet Plus handle tank compressor from airbrushes.com. Let's take a look. Okay, so just a little whistle stop tour of some of its features and a brief explanation as to why I think this is what I need to do what I want to do. Okay, so first, it's the output. All right, this is a 1.4 CFM 40 litre per minute capable compressor. All right, courtesy of its twin piston design, it's actually compressing twice as much air in any one compression stroke. All right, and with the paints that we use, with the Creatix wickets or whatever, they need 35 psi plus out of the bottle. Okay, some of the fast colour paints actually recommend 40 to 70 psi, and that's quite a lot for a compressor. All right, but crucially, what I want to be able to do with it is I want to be able to run a small spray gun in order to spray the liquid mask products as part of my body preparation. Next up, it's a handle tank compressor. So the clue's in the name. The handle is the tank. All right, that cuts down on the space that you need in a workshop or in a garage like this. Okay, and it's really a neat feature. I don't need a huge air compressor with a huge reservoir. It will take longer to charge up. Workshop compressors are really noisy. I don't really want my ears to start bleeding. I'm spraying late at night or in the garage here. I've got to be mindful of the noise that I generate, and this will run at about 70 decibels. Okay, it's a little bit louder because it's a twin piston. All right, but a workshop compressor is averaging around 94 to 96 decibels, and that is enough to really wake up the neighborhood if you're spraying late at night. So I didn't want to do that. So it's got an auto cut-off feature, if you can see here. Okay, so this little thing here will allow it to charge the handle tank up to 60 psi, and then it will cut the motor out. All right, as you draw the air off and the pressure drops, when it reaches 40 psi, it will cut the motor back in and recharge the handle. So in operation, the motor will switch in and out, but the air supply is really stable. So you get no pulsing, you get no fluctuation through the brush that can otherwise disturb the spray pattern. All right, the pistons are oilless, which is another feature which is really quite cool, especially if you were to do anything that's fine art, any cosmetics even, or anything like cake decorating. The last thing you want is any oil droplets or any vapor coming through the airlines. You really can't do that. So these are oilless design, all right, which means that the air supply is as clean as it can be. Any moisture is trapped by the moisture trap here. All right, and you've got a drain valve on the tank as normal, and you've got a safety release valve at the front here that you spring loaded, you can take off. But yeah, everything about this just oozes quality. The finish, the satin black finish. I don't know if you can see, but there are little rubber isolator mounts, okay, isolating the motor body here from the tank. All right, so that will cut down on any vibration. Then you've got rubber feet onto your bench. All right, this isn't going to walk away anywhere. All right, and it's going to cut down any structural borne noise paths and vibration paths. So it little touches like that you don't necessarily always get, and it just adds to an overall quality product. And talking of a quality product, one last thing I want to show you before we get going. Okay, if I spin this off here, I don't know if you'll see, but you'll see that there's a little O-ring seal on the face of the seal face there. Okay, which means you can ditch the PTFE tape. Okay, you're not going to get any air escaping through the threads. Okay, no more plumber's tape. This is the same on the airline. All right, the airline itself has got another O-ring seal there, so you can just spin that up onto the regulator, nip it up finger tight. It doesn't have to be cranked really tight, but little touches like that, again, you don't get all the time. It does mean that you haven't got to faff around with any plumber's tape or anything, and you're always going to get a good seal, so you know this isn't going to let you down. Okay, so let's give it a fire up and see how loud it is and how quickly it takes to charge the tank. I've got the regulator set at about 36 psi, which is what I normally spray at with the acrylic sort of Creatix Wicked or Proline type of colours or fuss colour. Got it hooked up to the Iwata Revolution here. Let's give it a fire up and see what it's like. Okay, pressure's building pretty quickly there. Okay, gets up to 40 psi. Lovely. So the tank's actually at 60 psi now. We've got 40 psi low pressure cut off. So let's just see if you watch the needle. There we go. Switches back in as soon as the pressure drops below 40 psi in the handle there. Goes back up to 60 psi and then cuts off. Alright, so you're going to get a few seconds worth of spraying before the motor kicks back in. But if you were doing a big backing area and you wanted to make sure that you just carry on painting, if you just check out the air pressure there, you'll see that it doesn't move even when the pressure's even when the motor's running. So you're going to get a nice constant pressure. So let's just check that one out. There we go, and you can you'll see we've got 36 psi on the 36 psi there on the regulator. Motor's just quite happy cutting in and out. All right, as required. So there you have it, my new Iwata PowerJet Plus handle tank air compressor, which is actually part of a bundle that's put together by airbrushes.com to include an airbrush and everything else you need to get going. Now, this isn't necessarily a first time purchase. You know, if you're just casually thinking about getting into airbrushing, this is possibly, you know, more at the high end of things. All right, but the cool thing about you know, buying from an authorized reseller or a distributor that knows what they're doing, like airbrushes.com, is that you can contact them and you can talk about what your needs are. All right, I knew what I wanted to do, I didn't know what I needed to do it. Okay, and this, I'd seen it on their website. This was possibly what I thought I needed. All right, but I didn't know for sure. And with their advice and with their guidance, I think, you know, I've now got something that is going to do what I need it to do. And yeah, as I say, part of a bundle that comes with a Iwata Revolution airbrush here, which we will be talking about in a separate video. And yeah, I guess we will be talking about a revolution. And somewhere there's a song title in that. But yeah, for now, okay, hope you enjoyed it. Massive thanks out again to the airbrush company and to rcracer.com. okay, I'll leave some links in the bottom for you. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, please. If you know, and hit the subscribe button. But until next time, yeah, take care, have fun, and see you soon.